All right, guys, so I got to tell you, there's been liberal slash leftist meltdown after liberal slash leftist meltdown week after week, and it is something that I am truly enjoying because I told you guys that the pendulum is swinging the other way, that the tides in the culture war are changing, okay? It is a great time to be a conservative or really even a moderate in this country right now. As you can see, the far left slowly but surely falling apart. And I'm telling you, this leftist meltdown that is about to come up in the next few months is going to be one for the history books. There might literally be an actual insurrection after this Supreme Court document leaked that indicates that the court is set to overturn Roe versus Wade, basically passing the question of abortion back to the states. So yeah, this is a big deal, right? This is a big deal because it was highly speculated that this could happen with a new conservative majority on the court that includes Amy Coney Barrett. And I got to tell you guys, Trump deserves a whole lot of credit for this if this actually happens. And Mitch McConnell also deserves a whole lot of credit for this because I'm going to keep it a whole buck with you guys. I know a lot of people don't like Mitch, but Mitch did set this in motion for this to happen even before Trump was in office because he's the one that stopped Obama from nominating a whole lot of judges at the lower level and also kind of stopped him from nominating his judge the last year that he was in office, right? So Mitch does deserve a whole lot of credit, and that is kind of what the conservative majority on the court is for, right? For this issue right here, okay? This is the bedrock issue that we have a conservative majority for. I'm just keeping it real, okay? So again, if this is actually true, this is a big deal, okay? And the leftists are literally melting down over this. So we're gonna read about this as Justice Alito's majority opinion was leaked, okay, to the public. Again, this is unprecedented, and Politico has the exclusive on this. We're gonna read a little bit about it, and then I'm gonna talk about what this means, okay, and speculate on who might have leaked this and why. The Supreme Court has voted to strike down the landmark Roe v. Wade decision according to an initial draft majority opinion written by Justice Samuel Alito, circulated inside the court and obtained by Politico. The draft opinion is a full-throated, unflinching repudiation of the 1973 decision, which guaranteed federal constitutional protections of abortion rights, and a subsequent 1992 decision, Planned Parenthood versus Casey, that largely maintained the right. Quote, Roe was egregiously wrong from the start, Alito writes. We hold that Roe and Casey must be overruled, he writes in a document labeled as the opinion of the court. It's time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives. Basically what that means is that he's saying that the Constitution does not guarantee a right to abortions, okay, and that this issue is a state issue that needs to be decided among state representatives, right? That's what he's saying in a nutshell. Deliberations on controversial cases have in the past been fluid. Justices can and sometimes do change their votes as draft opinions circulate, and major decisions can be subject to multiple drafts and vote trading, sometimes until just days before decision is unveiled. The court's holding will not be final until it is published, likely in the next 2 months. The immediate impact of the ruling as drafted in February would be to end a half-century guarantee of federal constitutional protection of abortion rights and allow each state to decide whether to restrict or ban abortion. It's unclear if there have been subsequent changes to the draft. No draft decision in modern history of the court has been disclosed publicly while a case was still pending. The unprecedented revelation is bound to intensify the debate over what was already the most controversial case on the docket this term. The draft opinion offers an extraordinary window into the justices' deliberations in one of the most consequential cases before the court in the last 5 decades. Some court watchers predicted that the conservative majority would slice away at abortion rights without flatly overturning a 49-year-old precedent. The draft shows that the court is looking to reject Roe's logic and legal protection. So the court case they're referring to is the Mississippi court case in which Mississippi is basically trying to ban abortions after 15 weeks. Quote, Roe was egregiously wrong from the start. Its reasoning was exceptionally weak, and the decision has had damaging consequences. And far from bringing about a national settlement of the abortion issue, Roe and Casey have inflamed debate and deepened division. So you guys should not be surprised about who is going along with this and who's not, okay? You have Clarence Thomas, Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, Amy Coney Barrett that agree that this should be overruled. And then you have the liberal justices saying no, right? The 3 liberal justices. And then you got John Roberts, who's the toss-up. So we really don't know what John Roberts is going to do. That's if this document is actually real. Okay, now Politico is saying that they have authenticated the document, that they received the document from somebody familiar with what's going on in the court proceedings involving the Mississippi case. So it looks like it is real, okay? So with that being said, the liberal outrage is mostly predictable, okay? We're just going to go through a few tweets here. I don't want to make the video too long. You guys all know the sentiments from the left on this. You guys all know that they're extremely upset that they feel like they've lost their right to kill the unborn, even though they really haven't. It's simply a state issue, okay? That's what's going to happen. If you really want an abortion, just go to a state that allows it. It's really that simple, right? It's not like the Supreme Court is banning abortions. Now, the red states might just go ahead and just ban abortions because of this. And hey, if it's that big of an issue to you, then move out of a red state and move to a blue state that is going to allow it, right? I mean, it is what it is. It's really that simple. But again, people get outraged by this stuff, and I really don't understand why. These states have the right to decide what they want to do when it comes to this issue. I really don't understand the other arguments against that. I really don't. So with that being said, Elizabeth Warren, aka Pocahontas, has chimed in and she says, quote, "An extremist Supreme Court is poised to overturn Roe v. Wade and impose its far-right unpopular views on the entire country. It's time for the millions who support the Constitution and abortion rights to stand up and make their voices heard. We're not going back, not ever." So again, it sounds to me like Elizabeth Warren is trying to pressure the Supreme Court into changing their opinion, right? That's kind of what it sounds like to me. And then you have Ian Millhiser here who says, seriously, shout out to whoever the hero was within the Supreme Court who said, F it, let's burn this place down. Again, so the left basically showing us that they don't care about the sovereignty or the integrity of our institutions, right? So with that being said, now we got to talk about who leaked this and why it was leaked. Now, there's a whole bunch of theories floating around out there, and I have a theory that's probably unlikely, but my gut feeling tells me that, my theory, may or may not be true. I really don't know, okay? But we're going to talk about some potential reasons for why this may have been leaked, and then just kind of go from there. Now, the first reason is the most logical and probably most likely explanation for why this was leaked. Well, simply, this is an insurrection attempt from the left, okay? Some upset leftist or liberal clerk or somebody within the Supreme Court, it could have been one of the Supreme Court justices themselves, decided to basically make history by leaking this opinion, this draft opinion, in order to sway the conservative justices into voting the other way. Right? Because what happens is that the leftists get outraged by this. Okay, people start protesting, people start rioting, people start doing all types of stuff. And then that pressures the conservative judges to change their vote, which again, in my opinion, is an insurrection, right? That's an insurrection, right? The same people that want to talk about protecting democracy don't seem to give a damn about democracy when it comes to our Supreme Court and respecting the judicial process. They really don't give a damn, They have no issues undermining the sovereignty of integrity of our institutions, but they want to lecture right about an insurrection, right? When, again, the far left has been committing insurrections, in my opinion, way before what happened on January 6th, okay? We saw it with Justice Brett Kavanaugh, okay? They didn't like that, so they went out there and protested. They tried to storm the Capitol over that. So in my opinion, that is the most likely and simple explanation for why this has happened. But with that being said, I don't think it's going to work, which puts doubts in my mind as to why in the world would somebody try to do this in the first place, knowing that, honestly, doing this, leaking this majority opinion is probably going to just solidify the opinion. And the reason why is because if the conservative justices now were to go and change their opinions because of this, to change their votes, that would completely destroy the Supreme Court. Completely destroy the Supreme Court. There would be no trust in the Supreme Court from the left or the right, okay? The sovereignty and integrity of the institution would be completely undermined, right? So it's almost like now they're stuck with that vote, right? They can't change the vote now, okay? So I don't really know why a leftist would leak this because I think that it's actually going to backfire. I think it's actually going to guarantee that this is going to go through. It doesn't matter how mad and upset people on the left get. Okay, there's no way you can go back and change your opinion now that everybody knows, okay, that this is the direction that was going to go in, right? So with that being said, this is why, even though I think that's the most likely explanation, I have doubts about it. I think that it's possible. Again, I'm probably wrong about this. It's just a gut feeling. I think this may have been leaked by somebody that's not necessarily an upset leftist, right? It could have been leaked as a way to go ahead and put the opinion out there and to say, hey, you know what? This is about to happen. Go ahead and let people on the left cry about it, okay? Just let them cry about it. Let them get upset about it. And when the official opinion comes, then it's a lot less backlash and rage. There'll still be backlash and rage, but it's not going to be nearly as damaging as what will happen if this all dropped at one time and it was official and it was final, right? They now at least have a couple months to digest the reality that this is going to happen. And hopefully there will be less violence because of that, because we know that these far leftists are violent, right? And if the court dropped this on the public at just one time, in my opinion, it's almost guaranteed to result in violence and destruction, right? Look at what happened with BLM. The leftists showed us what they're capable of doing, okay? So with that being said, I really don't see the point of leaking this early if the point is to try to persuade these other justices to change their opinions. I don't think they can at this point. They're actually locked into their opinions because of this, right? So I don't know, man. The good thing is that conservatives are going to get what conservatives have been asking for, Roe v. Wade to be overturned. This issue probably is going to go back to the states now if this is true. The bad thing is that this will now galvanize the far left, okay? And this is probably what the Democrat Party needed in order to get voters to come out and vote for them in the midterm, particularly young people and the progressive left, because basically that's the bedrock of the Democrat Party, right? That's their actual base, okay? If those people don't vote, then they lose, okay? So Democrats are desperate to get those people out to vote. And again, this decision from the Supreme Court could be the catalyst that they need to rally behind in order to actually get them to come out and vote during the midterm. So, I mean, it's kind of a double-edged sword. So we'll see what happens. That is my initial opinion on this. But I'm pretty sure the mainstream liberal media is going to be outraged by this, and I'll be talking about this a lot more. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.